We introduce Realm, a method for robots to effectively elicit different types of human assistance. Past literature has proposed a bunch of exciting assistance mechanisms for humans to provide input to uncertain robots, including teleoperation, shared control, and preference input. However, few works have investigated multi-mechanism approaches, where the robot selects an interaction type that is best suited for its current understanding and uncertainty over its task. In this work, we describe Realm, which is a real-time method for estimating the value of different assistance types for learned robot policies. Here is an example task where Realm requests different types of assistance from a human during a manipulation task. At times, the robot executes autonomously, at other times, the person takes full control of the robot, sometimes the person provides partial input, and finally, at times, the person provides discrete preference input. Our high-level approach is to select the assistance mechanism that best resolves the robot uncertainty while minimizing human input. Here you can see an illustration of the overall pipeline. At each time step, we sample candidate robot actions over a horizon using a state condition diffusion policy. These samples from this generative model can help us understand the probability distribution function over the robot's action space. With these samples, we then assess different candidates of human assistance using a post-intervention entropy estimate. In our implementation, we consider 4 types. No assistance, where the robot operates without human input. Discrete, where the human chooses between one of a small number of options. Corrections, where the human provides partial input, for example, one of the rotation directions, while the robot otherwise operates autonomously. And finally, teleoperation, where the user has full remote control over the robots. More detail about the assistance mechanisms and entropy formulations can be found in the paper. From the entropy estimates, we construct a likelihood and then penalize the likelihoods based on a cost for the human providing each type of input. The best candidate is used to choose whether and what type of assistance to request from the human. In addition to running a simulated 2D experiment, which is detailed in the paper, we also conducted a preliminary user study on the manipulation task shown earlier. Our study had 10 participants, and the experimental task contained 3 types of uncertainty. First, the robot was unsure of the location of the workpiece, which would require temporary teleoperation. Second, the robot was unsure of the rotation angle of the gray jig, which would require 1D corrections to the rotation during the workpiece insertion. Finally, the robot was unsure of the workpiece color and corresponding deposit bin, which would require discrete selection from the user. The type of desired assistance was communicated to the users through LEDs on the robot's end effector. Now we'll watch another quick video of the interaction. At first, the robot has white LEDs, which means it does not need assistance. Once it gets closer to the workpiece, the green LEDs indicate teleoperation assistance, and the robot hands over control to the user. After the user positions and grasps the workpiece, the LEDs flash green to indicate the robot is ready to take back control. When the robot turns yellow, the operator provides 1D corrections. Here, the partial assistance is to align the rotation as the robot inserts the workpiece into the jig. Finally, when the robot turns red, it is requesting discrete assistance, and here the decision is whether to go left or right, which is selected by the operator using buttons. We compared our approach to a traded teleoperation system that alternates between full autonomy and teleoperation based on uncertainty, as is common in previous literature. In our small study, we found that Realm required less input and took less time to complete the task without a statistically significant difference to perceived workload or usability. Summarizing, we created Realm, a method for robots to elicit different types of assistance based on its task uncertainty and demonstrate our method in a manipulation task. In the future, we are excited to build on this approach, exploring many practical factors, such as how to visualize the decision space of the robot's request, and to deploy our approach across a range of learned models, tasks, and domains.